sacrifice to an open shame. You're basically saying, oh yeah, well, you know, the Yahawashi will come down and do that again. No, you ain't doing that again, man. Yeah. That is a one and done thing. That's all I've got to say on that.
God, and I'm going to read this one last precept, and we're going to end it off right here.
Come on.
This is John 15 and verse 5. I am the vine, and ye are the branches, and he that abideth in me, and I in him. You could break it down too.
Come on.
The same bringeth forth much fruit, for without me you can do nothing.
Well, that's powerful. For without me you can do nothing. So you've got to be connected to the source. What's the source? Yahawashi. We have to be
in conjunction
and grafted in. If we're branches that are bringing forth no fruit, they're going to be chopped off and cast into the fire, man. Because like if you have a real plant, I'm not really much into plants, but my mum used to be. If you've got a plant and there's like a leaf that's decaying or whatever, you got to cut that off, man. Because otherwise it will end up corrupting the whole plant will get sick and die. Likewise with the body, we brought out before, if there's certain members who are doing things which will end up making the body sick, then that part has to be removed for the sake of the whole body. And it's just like if you've got a tumor or something, what do they usually try and do? Cut it out to save the whole body from succumbing to the sickness. So read that again, Baba Kashar, I'll say a bit more in it.
This is, John 15 and 5. I am the vine, and ye are the branches. And he that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit, for without me you can do nothing.
Well, there you go. So you've got to be connected to the Spirit. See, the Holy Spirit is what allows us to go into these words, to bring out these prophecies. Now, what the scriptures also says, it says a tree shall be known by its fruit. A wicked tree can only bring forth corrupt fruit, but a good tree will bring forth good fruit. So as long as we stay in Yahawashi, we can't really do any wrong. When we start trying to go up our own way, remixing the doctrine, what does Proverbs 3 and verse 5 says, trust in...
And not only remixing the doctrine, but remixing our ways too.
Can't. Basically going against the... No, that's all right, man. I'm glad to have the addition. Basically, when you go against the orders, man, you're basically doing violations. Let's use construction as a good example, because this is a building. If the construction blueprints say, look, this wall has to be made of a certain material, like let's say it has to be made of like very strong concrete, and then you go and bring some fucking cheap sand, whatever, to build some soft ass wall, eventually that building's gonna collapse, man. So things have to be done to the order. That's why in John 17, Yahawashi says, let me get it rather than paraphrase, I don't want to butcher it. Yahawashi came to complete the work which his father gave him. And that's even spiritual, because what did Solomon do in his previous life? He built the temple. And that temple was, basically it was David who gave him the commands to do it. And Solomon's the one who actually built it. So when Solomon came back in the reincarnation as Yahawashi, he's resurrecting that tabernacle of David. So there's the building that's being built, but it's being built to a very specific order, which has been given from the Most High himself. So when Yahawashi came on the scene, he didn't come to do his own will, but he came to do the will of his Father. Likewise, us in this truth now, we've got to put our own will aside. See, because there's things that our flesh want, like that we want to do. Like you might have dreams and hopes and aspirations of things you wanted in the world. But when you come to this truth, you know what? You're like, you know, I'm going to put that aside and I'm going to do the will of the Lord. And hopefully by doing the will of the Lord, in due time when the kingdom's established, the Most High will give us the desires of my heart.
Exactly. And just to add to what you're saying, because you could have did a particular thing today, but you put that aside and it's one of your favorite things. Likewise, I could have been chilling in the house. I could have been like, you know what, I'm going to do A, B, and C in my house, do what I like to do. Because, you know, I've already done my videos already. But, but the spirit was like, yo, you know, I could call up the brother and we could do a lesson together, come to this park, do a little lesson, man. And look how the spirit is flowing.
It's beautiful, yeah.
So that's how you gotta be in this thing. You gotta put aside what you want to do all the way in through and do what's right. Because this is gonna lead to our salvation, not what we want to do. What we want to do ain't gonna lead to our salvation. What we want to do. Oh, by the way, brother, can you give me Proverbs 11?
Gotcha.
You know the one I want. Verse 4. I think it's verse 3 to verse 4.
Yeah. Oh, there's two actually. Let me read them both. Proverbs 14 and 12 says, there is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death.
Yeah, because your flesh wants to do something that it feels is right to do, but it's not the right thing to do. So you have to be disciplined enough to say, look, I ain't gonna be doing all that. I'm gonna put that aside and don't even look back to that, and then do the right thing. Okay, even if it's something that isn't even unto them. You know what I mean? Like brothers have their, you know, their off moments, you could chill. But the spirit was like, yo, let's come out here and let's do the damn thing. Okay? Doesn't Yahawashi tell Peter, if you deny yourself and follow me, then you're gonna, he elaborated on the rewards they're gonna receive. That's in Matthew 19.
Yep.
So that's who we have to be. We have to be disciples of Yahawashi in the sense of, as we grow, the more we grow, we gotta learn to deny ourselves more and more.
Yeah. And that's being responsible.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what a lot of this life is. That's what a lot of this life is about. Learning responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Learning what it takes to actually become a man, and then when you become a man, how to lead other men. You know, because it's not something that you just you come out your mother's womb and you're automatically going to be in that position. No, you have to learn through trial and error, and the more you embrace yourself in this word, the more you immerse yourself in this word, I should say, the more you learn about how you should and shouldn't conduct yourself. And that's really what is needed, because we're being beaten into shape to be the pillars, really, of the kingdom. Because in the kingdom, who are they going to be looking towards for guidance? All the nations are going to be looking to Israel, and ultimately the elect. So even the regular Israelites, they're going to be looking at us as the example of what we're going to do. They're going to be all righteous, but we are going to be that perfect example, man. So that's why we need to strive for perfection now, even in this lower state, because if we let our own will and our own desires override us, then we've already lost the fight. And it's a spiritual fight. We have to be spiritual warriors, because it's a spiritual war.
Beautiful. Beautifully said. So if you can, brother, go and read John 15:6.
Come.
And we're going to close off on this one.
Right, John 15:6 says, if a man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch, and is withered, and men gather them and cast them into the fire, and they are burned.
Yeah, because at this point, there's no use for you. So you wither away, and you know, as usual, when an individual leaves his truth, whether they leave themselves or whether they get kicked out because they don't want to uphold the ways of righteousness that we do, eventually they wind up doing their own thing for a while, 2 years maximum, and you don't see them no more. It's like they've been dead for a long time. It's like you never even knew these people.
Yep.
Okay, so let's stay in tandem with the spirit, man. Those of you brothers that are going off, but you're repenting and you're making your you know, you're putting your best foot forward to be in good standing, remain in good standing, because you don't want to be the kind of guy that's very well undisciplined, going way to the abyss, and then you wind up getting kicked out because of some way left shit you done did. You don't want to be that, man. We don't want no brother to be doing going that route. Okay, so let's abide in the in Yahawashi, in His word, and that's all we're gonna say from there. Let's be disciples of Yahawashi and uphold His righteousness, as it is also written. Mark the perfect man, for the end of that man is peace. He's the man of peace, so let's walk in His example, man. Let's be the example. Let me say it better than that. Let's be His example. That's why He said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. That's all I'm going to say. So with that, we want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and His Son,
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rakakadash.
And Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi Brakathum to the 144,000. And if you're in GMS, you should be saying that salute too, man. And as well as the 1/3 as well. Okay, overall, which is the church or the assembly of the elect. This is all about the elect. Okay, Shalom.
Shalom.